Subsidizing private schools. Should Wisconsin expand its voucher school program? Governor Walker says yes and plans to do it in his new budget.
But Democrats and even some Republicans do not like the idea at all. Fox 6's Mike Lowe joins us with tonight's political lowdown.
Good evening, Mary, and good evening, Ted. Governor Walker has long been an advocate of school choice in Milwaukee and in Racine. Now he wants to allow the rest of the state to send their kids to voucher schools if the public schools in their districts are failing.
We're going to announce officially our state budget on Wednesday.
Governor Scott Walker's budget will expand the voucher school program.
One of the driving forces behind that is trying to raise performance.
Under Walker's plan for expansion, vouchers would be allowed in districts where at least 2 schools with 4,000 or more students have received a D or an F on a state report card.
Those families whose sons or daughters are in line to go to a school that's failing to meet expectations, we believe they should be given a viable alternative.
Walker faces skepticism in his own party. State Senate President Mike Ellis called the plan flawed, and Senator Luther Olson, the chairman of the Senate's Education Committee, says we'll see.
Do not create charter and voucher schools.
Because people don't like our park system, we're not giving out vouchers for people to sign up for country clubs. So why are we doing that with our schools?
Milwaukee Democrat Chris Larson opposes expansion because he says the state doesn't hold private schools to the public school standards of transparency and accountability.
We need to make sure that the money we are spending is actually invested wisely.
That's exactly the argument that Scott Walker is making with the public schools. He says you can't throw more money at failing public schools and expect them to do different.
Yeah, well, he's saying that, but at the same time, we actually have ways to find out what's going on within our public schools. That's not happening in our voucher schools.
School choice already exists in Milwaukee and Racine, but Walker would expand it to 9 other school districts where there are failing schools, including Kenosha, Waukesha, West Allis, West Milwaukee, and Sheboygan. Walker would also increase the amount of money given to each student to offset the cost of a private education. Current students get about $6,500. Walker would increase that to $7,050 for kids up to 8th grade and more than $7,800 for kids in high school.
Instead of looking at what's good for our students, what's good for education, he's looking at what's going to be good for his next election.
There's no other agenda than that. It's pretty straightforward. I just want to make sure that every kid has access to a good education.
And Governor Walker told me that he will work with Republican Senators Ellis and Olson to craft a plan that can pass the legislature. Remember, with the state Senate balance of power at 18-15, 2 votes could make all the difference. Mary, Ted, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. It is 5:14.